One time for your mind, you know what it is. Back again, Malls in a Place with the breakdown where I deconstruct the lyrics and the backstory to songs from my new album with Sharp Cuts called A Subtle Reminder. You can find A Subtle Reminder on malls.bandcamp.com. You can get it on all your streaming platforms. I do still have CDs available. Comes with liner notes and really dope artwork by DJ Jazz Pants. Today, we are going to be doing track number 4, Feel Good. And don't it feel good? If you follow me on social media, you've probably already seen some of the behind the scenes footage of recording Feel Good. I was in the studio with Precise and Sharp Cuts. I showed a bunch of outtakes from that session and the actual take where I got it right, and a lot of the dumb inside jokes that come from it. I may upload that video here as well, so you'll have it on YouTube. But if you don't follow me on social media, you can follow me on social media, find that video. So again, the song was written back in February of 2022. I'm not really sure when it was recorded. I could probably look that up easily, but I don't feel like it right now. As far as choosing the beat, just like it says in the chorus, it just felt good. I liked the, I just liked the feel of it. And as far as making the track listing, I felt like it was a good idea to put it after Come Again, because it still kind of has that new, fresh energy that I was looking for. And after a feel-good song like Come Again, it would be pretty appropriate to have a song named Feel Good afterwards. So breaking down before I break down the lyrics, for those who haven't seen the video of the behind the scenes footage, there's some outtakes where Precise, Sharp, and I are just clowning around in the studio, and the first voice that you hear, when you hear those drums starting it off, is Precise's voice saying, "Y'all, like, that was wild." I do know what we were joking about. It is not appropriate for any social media, so it's a lot of inside jokes. So again, that was something that was done probably towards the end of that recording session, where Sharp just he keeps the mic on and he keeps recording. We were listening to all the outtakes and stuff after I finished laying the vocals, and found that little part with Precise, and he decided to put that in the beginning. Going into the lyrics, it starts out, "Do-rags with the cape out, gained 10 pounds back and stopped eating takeout. Got too loosey-goosey, had to fall back on my discipline. Off the head like a kufi, fuck was I thinking, man." So at that point last year, if you listen to my previous album, Famous Last Words, I talk about my health journey. In that health journey, I lost 100 pounds. Somewhere after that, kind of got a little, wild and reckless with my eating habits again, and I gained weight back. While I was writing it, I just happened to be wearing a do-rag, and I don't fold up the little back. I keep the cape out. So I just said, whatever, I'm gonna just start with what I'm doing right now. So do-rags with the cape out, gained 10 pounds back and stopped eating takeout. And loosey-goosey is actually a phrase that I kind of picked up from Precise. Precise says loosey-goosey a lot. And he's halfway serious, halfway joking when he says it. And I just picked it up just from being around him. So I put it in the rhyme. I probably would have never put that little phrase in a rhyme ever before now. But again, this album was about having fun. It's about letting loose. It's about just letting it come to me. So I put it in there. Off the head like a kufi. Kufi's the little, knit cap. A lot of Muslims wear. Fuck was I thinking, man? So then I go back into truly on my mall shit. Once I thought I lost it. When the odds are at the worst, I work it out like CrossFit. So again, people ask me, "What's up, man? What you doing?" I'm just mallsing. I'm on my mall shit. I don't really follow the crowd a lot, probably, to a fault. Once I thought I lost it is going back to how I was feeling around the time of making before making Famous Last Words. Like, I just thought that I lost the heart and lost the desire to create and make music and put out music, you know. So once I thought I lost it, when the odds are at their worst, I work it out like CrossFit. Topic of an underdog, don't it make you nauseous? I ain't studying none of y'all. This is a self-portrait. So again, I kind of feel like I'm an everyman and I'm an underdog story. So topic of an underdog, don't it make you nauseous? I kind of go back to those themes a lot. You're probably sick of me talking about being an underdog all the time. And then I ain't studying none of y'all. This is a self-portrait. So I'm not worried about if you tired of me talking about being an underdog. This is music. This is a self-portrait. I'm giving you myself in this music. You know, this is a self-portrait. Then the next 4 bars, chiaroscuro mural, bro. I came out of the darkness. So instead of giving you 4, I'll break that part down. So chiaroscuro is an art term. It is a technique in art where I think it literally means like light to dark or out from the darkness. So when you see paintings and it's like a portrait and the background and the outer parts are very dark, and then there's a high contrast, kind of almost like a spotlight shining on the subject, that's chiaroscuro. So chiaroscuro mural, a painting, a mural, I came out of the darkness. Basically defining chiaroscuro, but just using words that rhyme and sound similar, and it's very hard to say. I don't know how I got that. I think I got that in one take. Of all the things that I messed up on in recording this, chiaroscuro mural, bro, I came out of the darkness was not one of the things I messed up. So chiaroscuro mural, bro, I came out of the darkness. Used to be so reckless with no regard for caution. Often get dissatisfied, never been complacent. The only thing I want more in life is my own greatness. Just thinking back to my 20s, I used to make really dumb decisions, as a lot of us all did. You know, used to be so reckless with no regard for caution. And then I come back with often get dissatisfied, never been complacent. The only thing I want more in life is my own greatness. Again, it's something that I probably do to a fault, where I just get so dissatisfied with where I am, what I feel like my progress should be, whether it be like with a certain thing that I do or just in life in general. And I've never been complacent about like, you know what? The bare minimum is good enough for me. Like, I've never been that guy. I've always wanted more. To this day, I still want more. You know, every time I release an album, I want it to be better than the one previous. I want it to perform better. You know, I want it to reach more people and reach more like-minded people as well. So I'm always striving for more, for seeing how far I can reach. And so that goes into the next line. The only thing I want more in life is my own greatness. Still working on my patience, but it ain't coming quick enough. Humility and diffidence, pray I never mix them up. So I'm still working on my patience. I think I've said it a lot in the past 2 albums where I'm not a patient person. And it's funny because I do things where it does take patience. Like, it takes patience to draw something. It takes patience to write a song. You know, it takes patience to release music. Like, you can't just like record this like, okay, I'm putting it out. You know, you got to make a plan. You got to be patient. And it's something that I struggle with, and it's something that I'm still working on. And that's just a little play on words. Still working on my patience, but it ain't coming quick enough. Humility and diffidence, pray I never mix them up. So diffidence is kind of like being humble to a fault. So it's being so humble that you kind of make yourself small, or being so meek that you make yourself small. So I pray I find the difference in the balance in between being humble and then, you know, be making myself smaller. You know, I want to find that balance and walk that fine line. And then the last 2 lines are living up to standards that I set myself as paramount. Ignore the peanut gallery, opinions I don't care about. So again, it's like I'm on my mall shit. So I'm living up to the standards that I set for myself. I don't care about anyone else's projections or what anyone else say I should be doing. I'm living up to standards that I set myself. So that is paramount to me. That means the most. So I ignore the peanut gallery, you know, their opinions, you know, depending on who it is, I'll take them into consideration. But again, I'm living up to my own standards. Then the chorus was so simple. And again, this is me trying to strip down and make things as simple and as easy and as in a flow state as possible. So the chorus kind of is its own thing, and I just repeat, don't it feel good? You know, just to kind of fill in that space with my voice. So I'll go on to the second verse, and this is one of those songs where I think I wrote it all in one day, and I usually don't do that. I usually write one verse, and then I will sit and let it sit for a while, come back to it a couple of days later, go back over it, see if I still like it, and then work on the next verse. But I feel like I did this all in one day. So the second verse starts out, okay, maybe it was 20 pounds, went a little overboard. Hope this album pleases all the algorithm overlords. So that's going back to the beginning of the first verse where I said I gained 10 pounds back. I was like, it's probably more like 20 pounds than 10 pounds. For those keeping score at home, since then I have gone back to my pre-writing this rhyme weight. So I took those 20 pounds are gone now. Hope this album pleases all the algorithm overlords. As we know, social media, YouTube included, it's all about the algorithm. And so now, instead of hoping that the people who listen to your music, your fans, your supporters, your audience likes it, you have to hope your audience can find it, because the algorithm rules us all in the creative arts and you know, the arts for commerce. It rules us all. Like, you know, I think now Twitter has it so that if you have a link in your tweet, unless you're subscribed to Twitter Blue, they're going to bury your tweet. So it's like, okay, how can I fight against just the noise from everyone else releasing music and similar kinds of music that I release at the same time? How can I fight that noise and fight against the algorithm? And it just seems like so much is against you. So I hope this album pleases all the algorithm overlords. I hope that this album can find the audience that I'm intending for it to find. And then a little Trading Places / Coming to America reference. Mortimer, we're back. You know, the Mortimer and Randall, the two characters from Trading Places. Mortimer, we're back, trading places with my future me, just to tell my past self things will work out beautifully. So it's one of those things where if I knew then what I know now. So if, 18, 20-year-old, even 30-year-old Malls could see what 40-year-old Malls has accomplished, I'd let that younger me know, like, hey man, you're gonna be okay. So the next section is, usually I'm even killed with a solid poker face. No debate. Never heard it said I couldn't hold my weight. Best in my class, it's impossible to overstate. No mistake. Stock rising higher than the COVID rate. So again, that's just bragging I'm good rap. Usually I'm even killed. I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I don't really get excited about things. I'm even killed usually with a solid poker face. So unless you really know me, I could be having the worst day ever, or I could be having the best day ever, and you would not know it based on my facial expression. Never heard it said I couldn't hold my weight. Most people, even if they don't like the type of rap that I do, most people have at least told me. Maybe they say something behind closed doors or, to themselves, but most people have told me I'm pretty damn good. I like to think I'm pretty damn good. And then the line that sadly is still relevant, stock rising higher than the COVID rate. It's still out there, man. Stay masked up, yo. Had to learn I need to get that chip off of my shoulder blades, letting all the shit they say drift away like Dobie Gray. So I kind of still have that little chip on my shoulder of just like all the things that I've had to overcome, all the obstacles, all the, not necessarily people who doubted me, because I feel like it's not been that people say, oh, Malls can't do it. I feel like it's been more of things, just like more of a thing where people just didn't consider me at all, like just an afterthought, like, oh, Malls exist. I always kind of, again, because of me being even killed and me being an introvert and being quiet, it's kind of that out of sight, out of mind. So I still kind of have that chip on my shoulder, but I'm trying to deal with that and not have that come into play as far as how I make my decisions. Had to learn to need to take the chip off of my shoulder blades, letting all the shit they say drift away like Dobie Gray. So Dobie Gray is the singer of that song, you know, give me the beat, boy, and bring my soul. Want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. So it's just a reference to that song. On my way to legendary status in a couple years, looking back on how my perseverance is what got me here. A lot of peers fell up off the map by the wayside. I'm still standing, no regrets. In my art, I take pride. So again, that's just talking about all the obstacles I've had to overcome, the perseverance that I've had to show just to get to this point. And then also thinking back of all the people that I've rapped with that were my peers, that I was in groups with, that just kind of stopped rapping or transitioned into other things or whatever. And just thinking about like all those people that kind of, they fell by the wayside, you know, and not necessarily like they fell off their whack or anything, but life happens, you know, they're raising families, they have careers, you know, and so music had to take a back seat, at least being a creator of music, having to take a back seat. And now they are just appreciators and lovers of music like they were in the beginning, you know. So just thinking back on all that and about the perseverance and just the testament, I'm still standing. No regrets, even through the dumb decisions that I've made, because they all got me to this point. In my art, I take pride. So everything that I put out, it has the Mal stamp. You know, there are some things that I look back and it's like, oh, I could have fixed that. I could have done that. But I stand on everything. I don't believe that I've put out anything that was whack. You know, if I felt like it wasn't good enough, it does not see the light of day. So I take pride in my art. I stand on it. And then it goes to the chorus again. And then that's the end of the song, where Sharp has another outtake where I say, you know, you can't do that. And we're all laughing. And again, if you follow me on social media, you've seen the that whole outtake reel. And so we were just laughing about something, just taking a break, laughing about something. And like, I was out of breath laughing. And then Sharp just plays the beat and is like, okay, rap. And I'm like, nah, you can't do that, man. How am I going to rap? And I'm trying to catch my breath. So again, it's that fun factor. It's that really laid back and just kind of not trying to think too hard about making music and just letting the music come to you. And that's what that is about. And Sharp did such a great job at helping me convey that in the music as well. So shout out to Sharp Cuts. That's my brother. Love him. And that's the episode, man. Feel Good. A subtle reminder, once again, is out everywhere you get music, your Apple Music, your Tidal, your Spotify, and all that. Again, like I always say, if you are a real one, you'll get it from malls.bandcamp.com. I will have the link in the description below where you can get your copy of the physical copy, the CD. Again, comes with great liner notes, great artwork by DJ Jazz Pants. Shout out to him. Produced, mixed, mastered by Sharp Cuts, recorded by Sharp Cuts. And that's the episode, man. We'll see you next time. Peace.